Uh, I, I kind of like self-knowledge and self-realization, which I was reading from the other day. Um, there seems like there's an efficacy for everyone in it. It's pure Maharaj. It's just simply about when he attained, it's his emancipation. It all deals with how he trusted the words of his guru, spent 3 years in intense meditation and was attained. And it's just gentle, powerful, and this is called the Leela of God. Sport or play is natural to God. Our experiences are known as the Leela, play of God. Without any prior intimation, we suddenly have a taste of our own being. Accepting this one instance of the taste, we have no knowledge of the nature of the self. But then, even this bit of experience is hidden away from us. We are forced into a series of activities and experiences that I am a Homo sapien, I am a body, my name is such and such, this is my religion, my duty, etc. One action follows another, and there is no rest from them, no escape. We have to see them through. This goes on inevitably until perchance it loses all its charm and we seek the spiritual treasure. If the purpose of all this be inquired into, we get different accounts from different people. Some claim it is because of the action of millions of previous lives. But nobody has the direct experience of these past lives. It is obvious that this is fiction. Dazzled by the ingenious inventions and discoveries of the scientists, some base their interpretation on empirical facts and offer them as explanations. But the suddenly experienced taste of our own being cannot be interpreted this way. When the world is called by the word Maya or illusion, it is condemned to be mean. When the same thing is called by the words play of God, it becomes great. In reality, the facts are what they are. Who is the recipient of the high designation? Who confirms the uselessness for the condemnation? Who is he? What name should we give him after firsthand experience? That we have experiences is a fact. Others tell us about their experiences. We receive information concerning relations and instructions in the performance of activities. And we organize our behavior accordingly. Someone from these guides initiates us into what is said to be the core of the indwelling spirit. But that too turns out to be a transient affair. For the acquaintance secured thus does not process the experiential core of the taste, and the initiator himself proves to be part and parcel of that bit. Thus, both he and his knowledge are lost to us. Now we are free to go our own way. But for want of the necessary taste, this self-help is equally helpless. We are where we are. We are where we were. What is it that we call the Leela of God? How are we related to this sporting God whom we saw, talked to, had friendship with, and intense love for? In spite of all this closeness and fondness, what is our relation to him? All the previous experiences with their peculiarities have vanished. The Leela of God disappears along with the pseudo experience with the advent of the present experience. The next chapter is the spiritual aspirant, the first moment of bliss, and its continuous growth. The ever-awaited first moment was the moment when I was convinced that I was not an individual at all. The idea of my individuality had set me burning so far. The scalding pain was beyond my capacity to endure. But there is not even a trace of it now. I am no more an individual. There is nothing to limit my being now. The ever-present anxiety and the gloom have vanished, and now I am all beatitude, pure joy, blessed, pure knowledge, pure consciousness. I am ever free now. I am all bliss, sans spite, sans fear. This beatific conscious form of mine now knows no bounds. I belong to all, and everyone is mine. The all are but my own individuations, and these together go to make up my beatific being. There is nothing like good or bad, profit or loss, high or low, mine or not mine, for me. Nobody opposes me, and I oppose none, for there is none other than myself. Bliss reclines on the bed of bliss. That repose in itself has turned into bliss. There is nothing that I ought or ought not to do, but my activity goes on everywhere. Every minute. Love and anger are divided equally among all, as are work and recreation. My characteristics of immensity and majesty, my pure energy, and my all, having attained to the golden core, repose in bliss as the atom of atoms. My pure consciousness shines forth in majestic splendor. Why and how the consciousness became self-conscious is obvious now. The experience of the world is no more of the world as such, but is the blossoming forth of the self-same conscious principle, God. And what is it? It is pure primal knowledge. Excuse me. Consciousness form the primordial I. Consciousness that is capable of assuming any form it desires. It is the pure, simple, natural flow of beatific consciousness. There are no distinctions of God and devotee, nor Brahman and Maya. He that meditated on the bliss and peace is himself the ocean of peace and bliss. Glory to the eternal truth, Sadguru, the Supreme Self. The next chapter is Devotee and the Blessings of God. The Bhakta pours out his devotion, molds his behavior in every respect in accordance with the will of God. In turn, he finds that God is pleased with him. And this, his conviction, takes him nearer to God, and his love and friendship with him grow richer and richer. The process of surrendering to the will of God in every respect results in his blessings. One is blessed by God. One who is blessed by God is a blissful soul. Being at peace with himself, he looks at the objects of enjoyment with perfect indifference. He is content with whatever he has, and he is glad to see others happy. If a person believes that he is blessed by God and is still unhappy, it is better if he give up this delusion and strive for the coveted grace with sincerity and honesty. Divine plenitude and favor is not judged by the objects of sense, but by the internal contentment. This verily is the blessing of God. I mean, there's more. I don't know if you want to not just, like kick back and chat and love and hug. I mean, it's just in waves. I'm gone. I'm useless. I'm kicked to the curb, crumbled.